In the words of Gusteau from the hit 1988 film Rat Does Her Cooking, anyone can cook, but only the fearless can be great. And in Helldivers, you have been given the tools to become the world's greatest open flame chef. Now this is of course not an easy undertaking. Proper loadout structure, proper discipline, and proper flame bending are all mandatory when even considering this career path. In this concise guidance program, I will cover everything you need to know about all things burning. The CGP will be divided into 3 chapters of equal importance: a chef's combination of utensils, how to use said utensils, and a chef's secret recipes. Do not skip any of these unless you have your sights set on being some third-rate fry cook. Join me for episode 3 of Helpdivers.
Whilst cooking, all chefs must remain vigilant and avoid contact with open flames. Contact with an open flame may result in instantaneous death, severe injury, irreversible trauma, and bodily deformation. If this does occur, we bear no financial responsibility in the correction of any such ailments. Thank you, and remain not on fire.
Every good chef diver knows that only using one tool simply will not get the job done. As a standard, the flamethrower will of course accompany you, rain or shine. Even if the ingredients cannot be burned, you bring the flamethrower. To add some zest to your meals, try applying an incendiary primary weapon. Your choices for this include the incendiary breaker. Incendiary main weapons are certainly not excelling in the quantity department, so I've cooked up a concept that I hope you will enjoy. The PYR-107 Residual, a compact semi-automatic rifle that generates heat as it is fired. It can be shot as fast as you can click, and if enough heat is built up, you can hold down the trigger to release all generated heat as a short-range stream of flames. The flames are a little less powerful than the flamethrower, but you can still deal with all the same targets. If too much heat is built up, you'll need to change the heatsink, which can be done by holding the reload key. This means it will have a split ammo pool between magazines and heatsinks. Let me know what you think about my idea. It is not real. Yet. To finish off your cooking utensil selections, you'll choose 2 final seasonings. Selection of secondary seasonings is completely up to you. Select a grenade pistol for an explosive tang, Senator for a bold bitterness, or the laser pistol for a hint of urine. Selection of season detonation is a little more restricted. You may select between thermite, incendiary, and impact incendiary. You'll find both incendiary grenades add the perfect scorched aftertaste to any meal. But the thermite, it's not actually real. You can't choose that one. Unlucky. It's important to accompany your braising tools with equally well-paired stratagems. The 2 most essential being the portable cooking surface airstrike and the deployable flame sachets. The 3rd slot will of course be dedicated to your trusty flamethrower, but your final slot is free for whatever personal flair you want to add to your menu. Actually using the tools you've selected is one of the easier parts of being a chef diver. You'll find them very intuitive off the rip, I'm sure. But don't be deluded. Just because they are easy to pick up does not mean they are simple to master. Far from it, my friend. Your flamethrower throws flames. Point it in the correct general direction, and this will put the ingredients inside of the fire. Your incendiary breaker shoots flames. Point it in the correct general direction, and this will put the fire inside of your ingredients. And your incendiary grenades will detonate and create flames. Throw them in the correct general direction, and this will put the hot on the bot, or bug, but that doesn't rhyme. Always follow these instructions, and remember that your allies are not always intended to be ingredients. Now that you have the right tools for the job, and you are fully informed on their uses, it falls to me to pass on the chef diver's secret recipes. We'll start simple. The open flame roast. This tried and true technique has been a chef diver's quick and easy go-to for countless centuries, but for a true open flame roast meal, try cooking your ingredients without aiming down the sight. This will elevate any final result by adding that little bit of swagger. This is the most simple meal, but one that you can whip up under almost any circumstance, so be sure to use it often. Our next recipe is a slightly more technical craft. In order to pull it off, throw some explosive seasoning onto your ingredients before scorching from below. With patience and a bit of pizzazz, this will result in the perfect flambe. Flambe can utilize a multitude of ingredients, but the best for a high-grade yield are varieties with sturdy frontal protection. Think hive guards and heavy devastators, the latter being an extremely risky choice to incorporate. You can of course flambe lower grade additives, which will produce faster meals, but won't have the same wow factor as the ideal selections. Proper implementation of the flambe will result in an immediate satisfaction from your employers. A popular meal among intermediate chef divers is the Super Earth Barbecue. The Super Earth Barbecue is formed by merging multiple techniques and ingredients. Throw some flames into some chaff, sizzle until golden brown for a delicious side, toss some charges into the mix for a hearty main source of meat. Douse some mid-sized insects in a splash of pocket flame marinade to tie it all together. A master of the Super Earth Barbecue will manage all resources perfectly and utilize all tools efficiently and with finesse. Now, before we get into the head chef's top pick, a few tips on selecting the finest ingredients. Always consider the ingredient's flavor profile before starting any dish. For those of you who did not sign up for the mandatory enemy flavor profiling course, your democracy officers will be in touch with you soon. But to recap, scavengers. A simple yet flourishing, salty tasting meat. A great pairing for almost any dish. Hunters. A quick hit of bitterness, followed by sweet, sweet deliciousness, especially when cooked extra well done. Spitters. Their goo is sour, so be sure to singe all extract out of the meat before serving. Bile spewers. Much like their smaller offspring, but with a much more refined, almost savoury flesh. Chargers. A tender texture, with a rich and variable taste that depends on thorough preparation to be served at its finest. Bile titans. Do not eat fucking disgusting yucky meat. Bots. Bots as a whole have a sour yet also strangely bitter taste packed full of iron. This is probably due to their entirely metal composition and not being edible at all. Bots should only be prepared by the boldest of chef divers. Now for the final recipe. I will guide you through the step-by-step on how to recreate the most deceptively simple dish on the entire Chef Divers menu. The anything goes stir fry. This one can only be pulled out when the perfect scenario arises, and requires us to swap our trusty incendiary seasonings for a Baja Blast stun grenade. Search for an emerging bug breach, proceed to stun ingredients in place wave after wave. Once you've conjured enough meat, proceed to fry. When it's all over, you'll be left with the finest dish ever conceived by humankind. And now, there's only one thing left, Chef Diver. A massive congratulations! It goes without saying that you have worked hard to get where you are today. And from this day forward, you can consider yourself an individual among the ranks of the Chef Divers, the greatest culinary artists the universe has ever had the honor of hosting. This certificate certifies your Chef Diver certification and will certainly help assert yourself against those who doubt your ascension. And that's it. Thank you for tuning into the Helldivers CGP, Episode 3. So we recently hit 4,000 subscribers, which is pretty cool. So I'm just going to quickly flash up every single name of every single subscriber. If you don't see your name, it's because you have privated your subscriptions, which is a little bit unfortunate for you because you don't actually get your name at the end screen here. So, better luck next time. I'd also like a special shout out to go to the 2 members of this channel who are currently bankrolling this entire operation. I've already quit my 9-to-5 job, so you can expect maybe 1 or 2 more videos per year now. And to everyone else that isn't a member already, that's kind of unfortunate for you because you don't actually get to watch any of my stream VODs and have quite a funny little emote during the streams. I will be streaming more often as well, so there might actually be a benefit to it one day. And that's about it. Goodbye.